hammer?
No, haven't seen your hammer.
They took it away from me, that's why.
Oh.
They said I've been a naughty boy because I've been smashing everybody's heads in.
Good evening and welcome to Rad Haunts Haunts, and today I am here at my most anticipated horror event of 2025, FEAR Scream Park at Avon Valley near Bristol. I came here last year for the Summer Frights event, but never did the actual full Halloween event, so this is my first time here. Super excited. Got a brand new maze for 2025, Seeds of Evil, but also booked in to try the Exorcism, which is an upcharge attraction. I'm very, very excited to try that as well. So it's taken an awfully long time to get in. The queue is ridiculously long to get in, so we're going to get straight in. So separated into two areas, you've got Stidham Village and the Republic of England, which is kind of what we did last time. Hello.
Have you seen my hammer?
No, haven't seen your hammer.
They took it away from me, that's why.
Oh.
They said I've been a naughty boy because I've been smashing everybody's heads in. There was guts everywhere, people were screaming, it was lovely. It was a nice time, but then they put me on the naughty step, they did. They put me on the naughty step, I got bored, so I ran away. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So after waiting a couple minutes for the boards to refresh so we could see the queue times, we're going to head straight into Malefica. It says half an hour. Let's see. Haven't done this maze yet. Well, kicked it off strong there on Malefica. Now, I was pretty terrified. Nun mazes and gothic horror and all that really get to me. So yeah, that was really, really good. We've got a little under an hour until we have to go for the Exorcism, so we're heading for X4. Okay, so we've just come out of X4, waited a crazy long time for that. It was advertised when we were going over there at 40 minutes, we ended up waiting about 55 actually. And then by the time we got out, we were a few minutes late to go to our Exorcism slot and told to go away. So not amazing, especially after such a bad maze. So we bought some fast tracks, as it feels like that's the only way we're going to get it done tonight, because it's really busy and poorly managed with the queue lines. Seeds of Evil for our next maze with some fast tracks. Okay, so as I think I said in the last clip, we caved and got some fast tracks. A lot to say about Seeds of Evil later. Blasted through Vita again later. Now the core, just to wrap up the rest of the mazes. I've been in contact with the guest services about the Exorcism, so we'll see what happens. But just about to go in the core. If you don't know, you have to swap your shoes for waders because you're splashing through water. So gonna go in because we're in a bit of a time crunch. Okay, so a bit of a mixed review about FEAR Scream Park. I think I might have worked myself up a little, made myself a little too excited for it, having not known how it would run. Yeah, so we arrived and we were only slightly past our time for arrival, but the queue to get into this place was absolutely ridiculous. It took us nearly I think it was 30 to 40 minutes to get into the actual FEAR itself. And then we joined the queue for Malefica. It said half an hour. They don't really refresh the queue times often enough, but it said half an hour for Malefica. We waited half an hour. I really enjoyed Malefica. I thought we were setting myself up to have a really, really good time. So I was feeling great. I was feeling really ready to go. Sorry, just zoomed myself out a little bit. And then we went to go and do X4, which was way longer than the advertised queue time. We ended up waiting 55 minutes to an hour when the queues, they don't actually have that many people and they just have a lot of, it's just really slow moving queues, which is great in ways that it really spaces out the groups, but they space out the groups a lot. They could actually afford with putting the groups through a little bit quicker. X4 was a really poor maze actually. We did it when it was blackout last year, which was okay. I think maybe going back to blackout might actually be a good idea. I was really looking forward to seeing what it would look like with the lights on. It's really dated, it's not very good, and it was half full with actors. We were walking through so many rooms and just nothing happened at all, and it was really outdated and really not a great maze. It's a huge shame. Then of course we missed our slot for the Exorcism, and because of the nature of the Exorcism they could not let us in because we were a few minutes late. And so we've tried again and again coming back, being told, oh no, sorry, the big groups come, no, we don't have enough spaces to squeeze you in, etc, etc. Oh, I have an actor coming towards me. Hello. Okay, just very quick aside, the roaming team are really cool here, they're really good. And X4, not great, wasn't very happy. Exorcism, because of the nature of the show, they really can't let extra people in, they can't let you in. I understand. It's just been very disappointing because we waited so long for X4, which was absolutely terrible. We then went and got fast tracks. It was £7.50 per fast track, so we paid £22.50 to fast track the rest of them. Ended up trying to use the first one on Seeds of Evil, and the queue was just non-existent. They had pushed the people through so quickly that there was no need to use the fast track. She wouldn't even take it off my wristband. She's like, no, go through, there's no queue. And it was advertised at 50 minutes. And then we get through, they were moving the normal queue faster than the fast track queue, and then we got into the maze and we were stopped because they'd pushed people through so much, it was overcrowded. Which, just from the way I was feeling at that point, I was getting really upset over it. I was getting really annoyed, which was a shame because that maze was actually really good. It was actually really well themed. When I look at that, that is like Doomtown levels of immersion, and the actors were really good, and the costumes were really good, and the sound was really good. It was a really good maze, really grand set pieces in there. But I was just in such a bad mood, which has clouded it a little bit, but I do still appreciate the maze for what it is. We have used 2 of our 3 fast tracks. We went over to Vita Nova, which was trippier and more disorientating and freakier than I remember, so I was really happy with my trip through Vita Nova. It was my favourite when we came last year in the summer. It is my favourite of the nights so far now. And then we used the second of our 3 fast tracks for the core, which was about as bad as I remember. I remember not liking it that much, seeing a lot of empty spaces. So the actors in there were really good, but little things like some of the wall panels were like flaking off. It didn't seem very well maintained, and also made worse because there was just such a backlog of people. They put us in such a huge group, and so many people in the group were going down into the water so carefully. You should go into the water carefully, you can't see into the water, but very, 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 very cautiously, which just meant that we were just standing still for ages, waiting for the people in front to finally step down into the water. It's such a cool concept, but it is so hard to execute, and I'm kind of surprised that they are still running with it, because I don't think it runs that well. Although again, the actors in there were doing a really good job. We were advised to go back to the Exorcism at 10:30 to try to get in with that show. Unfortunately, the group that she was hoping weren't there did turn up just in time, but she has informed us that there is a 10:45 group, and I'm hoping that we can get into that group. If not, there'll be no Exorcism review, and I'll cut to my final thoughts. And so that is the end of our night. We did actually manage to get into that final extra showing of the Exorcism, and that was a really good show. Really, really enjoyed that. I thought it was really worth making sure that we stayed to actually try to get all that stuff worked out. But keep that in mind, if you're coming, stick to your time slot. They really can't wiggle away from it. But if you do happen to miss your time slot, talk to the people who work here. There is actually really good customer service here. There are so many nice things to say about this event and about the attractions that they have here, but there are also just some gripes just with how the mazes, some of the mazes have been run and operated tonight. They were open yesterday, but hopefully it's just an opening weekend thing that they iron out for the rest of the weekends. But at the same time, it's not a brand new event. They should know what they're doing. There's only one new maze here. I hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment and subscribe for more. If you haven't checked out my Tully's vlog, that's one of my favourites, so go and check that out. And Scarefest as well. Coming up, I do have Statfold Scream Park. I have Halloween Haunt Fest at some point Friday nights. Legoland, Brick or Treat, Halloween at Chessington, loads more to come. Big fan of Halloween, so if you like all that stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Rad Haunts Haunts, signing out. And because of the nature of the Exorcism, what even was I talking about?